Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel at NDN TV Nigeria. Click on the subscribe button and be the first to get notifications.
Host communities to Nigerian Agip Oil Company in Ogbaland have vowed to withdraw their social license from the Italian oil giant over alleged corporate social responsibility infraction. A group operating under the banner of Onelga Oil and Gas Landlord Families Organization Incorporated came up with this decision recently following many years of alleged exploitation and neglect by the oil major. Correspondent Tekana Mefuri has the report.
In 1994, Agip signed a lease agreement with its host communities in Ogbaland in which it was required to pay a paltry sum of 50 kobo per square meter of the total landmass it occupies in Omoku communities. Whereas the terms of the lease agreement provides that it will be reviewed periodically to reflect changing economic trends, Agip has allegedly refused to comply with that provision in its tenancy agreement.
The land rental, Shell paid last month in my area, they have only one well. They paid them 15 million naira for 4 years. But Agip is paying us 200,000 for 5-10 years. It's different. What is shame?
Agip's exploitative tendency had ignited a restive ambience in its host community, which necessitated the federal government's intervention in January 2019. In disregard of a directive from the Federal Ministry of Petroleum Resources, Agip has refused to renew its lease agreement with host communities in Ogbaland. Consequently, the Onelga Oil and Gas Landlord Families Organization insists that Agip has the option to begin to operate as a responsible corporate citizen or vacate the area.
How could it be that a Minister of Petroleum, after sending an investigation team, will recommend, do this, Agip will ignore it? Presidency will write and say, go and settle these people. Agip will ignore it.
So we don't know Agip and the federal government who is the owner of the companies. Because by my understanding, I know that the federal government owns 60% of these assets. So Agip have refused and disobeyed the federal government. For that they have refused. So we want Agip to leave since they have refused to give us our demands.
The disenchanted oil-producing communities accuse the company of employing divide and rule policy as a strategy to perpetuate poverty and misery in Ogbaland.
Knocking our head together because of not doing what we need, and they will just select one person and then give something of the community to the person. And then when the other people go to ask, they say, well, I think we don't collect. Now, all those things, from now, let them stop it. We don't need it again.
We are calling on NI in Europe. We'll call on the president of NI. We'll call on the vice president, who also came and said they should give us our rights here, which they refused. That those things they said they should give to us has not been given to us.
They should go.
If they're not ready to operate in Onega, in Niger Delta, they should go. If Agip is not ready to operate in our land, they should go.
The people's exclusion from resources generated in their land clearly violates provisions of Article 2 of the International Covenant on Economic, Social and Cultural Rights. When contacted for Agip's position on the matter, General Manager Public Affairs in Agip Barry Wibani said his company would respond through a public statement to be issued from its head office in Abuja.
Inside the Niger Delta,